Oh, the video stopped. Well, now this might be another video. My bad, wasted the 10 seconds if I had to make two separate videos. Originally, I was gonna be a longer video. I paused it before me to be able to go back into it. But I talked to someone for like 3 minutes, but not on my phone. I just kind of had it in my hand, but it made me start a video all over again. But all right, this will be part 2 kind of video of why I was kind of just getting into about myself and why I want to see a doctor and get certain things tested, because I want to get my mind, body all on the same page and at 100%. So, but talking about one of like the odd things, like why am I like this, like for better or for worse. And one of them is I feel like I don't like to put blame on people, especially unless I just really fully like just believe like they are to blame. And like I don't know if that's like good, bad. I feel like so everything like that should always be a little more like in the middle, like not too high, not too low. But yeah, I feel like unless I really got proof or feel someone's blame, because I feel like in a lot of ways I always like find a way to blame myself. And it'll be like, well, maybe I shouldn't have gave them so much freedom, or yeah, they were supposed to help me get something done. Maybe I shouldn't even just depended on them, or I should have had a plan B, or I should just know how to do these things. I should just know how to do everything, and I shouldn't need other people, you know. And I feel like though, like a lot of people like I feel like would try like blaming me like for things like, hey, like you should have did this, and it's kind of like, well, you know, thinking like, yeah, you know, like I should have, like I agree. And I feel like I'm good at like taking, I feel like I'm usually pretty good at taking the blame, but I'm not sure, at least like mentally I feel like I'm taking it, but maybe I'm not sure, you know. Sometimes I feel like physically you're not always responding. Actually, I got this thing going. I'm borrowing someone's van. They're probably like, why is this person just hanging out in front of something wrong with the vehicle? But yeah, man, it's crazy how some family, it's like some of your best family are not even like really your family, like blood wise, and they're like friends of family and your direct friends. Like, you know, it's truly amazing how some of this family, you know, is not even blood. But I have some great family that is blood, but like some of the people who, you know, really just done certain things for me and my family, like counting like my kids and my lady and everything, have not even been blood, which has just, you know, just been awesome. Cause I just feel like I just wouldn't never have expected, and I feel like a lot of which I've been seeing has been the last like 4 years or earlier. So seeing certain sides of people have definitely just kind of made me, I don't know, have a better outlook on maybe just how certain people can be, whether it's the average person or just like the very below average, but just like the great soul, like the very pure soul people, you know. And I feel like, because like I feel like I'm a pretty pure soul kind of person, but like I'm not, but not in like a saint way, but in also a way like I'm still messing up and going through my own problems, up and downs, and sometimes unfortunately people get hurt in like the mix of that in different ways. I mean, I won't begin to even like explain, because you know, that can mean a lot of different things for different people, even just saying that. But you know, I always feel like I'm like a pretty like good person that means well, but I think like I'm a decent person overall, because I feel like good, I feel like, you know, I'm giving myself a little too much credit saying like good, even though I definitely don't say bad. But I definitely say I mean well, you know, no matter how fearful it might be in a situation, still be courageous. You know, that gotta be one of like the biggest keywords, courageous. You know, having a loyalty for yourself, your self-worth, but also for the people that have given you a lot of loyalty and things as well. And when they come and need help, you know, you try to give everything you can. You at least pick up the phone and see what you can do. You know, whether things are money, sometimes it's help, sometimes it's just picking up a phone call, sometimes picking it up from the airport. You know, there's different things. But going back to it about putting blame, yeah, I don't know. Like I feel bad. Like I feel like I know how that feels, because like I feel like when I get point blame, I usually just try taking it and not like already, because it's always kind of true. Like I see where I'm at fault, but then when I see like when other people are at fault, a lot of times like I'll be like, yeah, like, you know, that's where I went wrong. Or I feel like when it's two other people and I don't have anything to do with it, a lot of times I'll see where both of them like are coming from. And I don't know, like I feel like it's always a good thing. I feel like I just understand where people are coming from too much. Not in the sense of like I truly know, like, no, you're feeling this and then you're feeling that and you're going through this. Like, no, like I don't know that. I just know that you are going through your own pain, and I know going through my own pain to the level of capacity that I could possibly know, and in the ways that I've already went through it. And there's going to be other ways that I'm still going to go through it that I have not yet went through, that I have not learned how it feels and what it's like, and I'm still have more pain to go through, just like I have, you know, way more great experiences and good times to go through, and experiences, you know, I still have so many, but that's also new pain, you know. It's kind of like when you're like, man, like I hit such a low, like I'm never gonna hit this low again, and then like surprise, like you hit a low, but it's not the same type of low, it's like a different type of low, and you're like, oh shit, like I know how to handle the other type, but you know, now this is the other type but on steroids, or this is just a whole different ball game. But yeah, I know too, like for example, like one of the times I first got our cat, I think I found the door was open and we couldn't find our cat, and like, I think my daughter was like the last one to have seen our cat or had him or something like that. And he was like a kid, he's still a kid, you know, like 6 months, but he was even more of a kid at the time. And you know, we were so worried like something might have happened to him, he might have died or he got into something, you know. And it's like, you know, it's just kind of getting pointed at the blame and like understanding, because everybody's looking for him, that like it's, you know, her fault. And it's like I'd be so upset, tragic if anything happened to our cat, but it's like I feel so bad like making her, like that death be on her hands at the same time. I know that's a bit extreme, but I'm just saying, like, you know, as much as I can point out and like, you know, point out what she did wrong, what she needs to do, is like if it really went south, like I just don't even know if I could have pushed as hard. Like I would have felt so horrible. But I'm just so glad. I mean, I guess I would feel horrible either way. But I don't know. I feel like I have a thing with that, and it's like, I don't know. To the level I just understand with that, yeah, like what it feels like to people just blaming you and putting the blame on you, and maybe letting out like a certain level of anger, talking a certain way. But I take it as too, like I'm not perfect. Like I can talk a certain way sometimes. I have a certain level of attitude. You know, sometimes that's exactly what I'm doing, even though I'm not trying to. And sometimes it's just how it's being perceived, maybe. You know, like, because different people could take it different ways. I mean, you could be looking at someone and they could be like, oh, they could have all these thoughts. And then it's like, well, you should maybe work on how you're looking at people, but at the same time, it's not completely your fault for how they're reacting. Especially if you didn't really do anything of, you know, crossing certain lines. But I don't know. How do you guys think about that? I feel like I have a problem sometimes blaming people. And I'm very quick to blame myself, though. And even when it's like not directly my fault, like, oh, this person stole, but I shouldn't even get the opportunity to do it. They pull a gun out on me, but like I should have maybe just knew they were gonna do that in the first place. You know, like type of deal. What about that? Y'all like that at all?